Hey, what's up? I'm Joel Madden, and this is Artist Friendly. On this episode, I'm talking with Luis Navarro and Joel Nino Jr. Yes, that's right, folks. I found another Joel out there. He's here today. They're from the dark wave post-punk band Twin Tribes. Let's go. Twin Tribes.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
How
for
you guys
having
doing?
us. So excited to be here.
Yeah, thanks for having us. Really,
I'm glad we could have both of you. Usually we only do one person, but we were talking about it and we were like, we got to figure out how to do at least two people. And this is our first two-person in the chairs. So I'm very happy about that. Thank you guys.
That's awesome.
special.
Yeah. How's it going?
That's
Good, good.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's been great weather out here. So
Yeah.
it's been awesome.
How long have you been in LA?
Got here yesterday, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, flew in yesterday.
Cool.
Yeah.
Is the tour done?
Yes. I mean, at least for the US, we're done.
That leg of the tour is done.
Yeah. I don't think we have any more US shows for the rest of the year.
No,
Okay.
yeah, it's all done. Yeah, we got a Canadian one. We're gonna fly in a little bit later on this month, actually.
How was the tour?
It was amazing. It was called Darker Skies Tour, and the first leg was with the Chameleons and Clan of Cymox. And the second leg was with Traders, Forever Grey, and Soft Vein, and both were a blast.
Yeah, we actually got to play Anaheim, got the Hassa Blues, and then we did the Wiltern here. So
Great.
both really cool venues. Just to LA's always been really good to us. To be honest, yeah.
Well, they like that dark synth pop / goth / the thing you guys do, which I think it's rock and roll. It's alternative, but it's darker. I grew up listening in my later teens when I started diving deeper into back in the 90s, there was a big industrial kind of wave, and the music that I think people would in popular culture, you think Nine Inch Nails, but I think that's a great representation of this sub-genre and subculture of all this darker electronic music. There was this big goth night in DC that was at a huge venue. It ended up growing to become really big night. But there was bands like V&V Nation, Wumpscut, Apoptygma Berserk, these 90s gothic industrial.
Skinny Puppy.
Skinny Puppy is I would say a more mainstream but still in that world of those bands like Skinny Puppy, Nine Inch Nails, you could even say Depeche Mode and New Order, and all those all in the same world of this darker industrial sounding, but the subculture of it was all these gothic industrial bands that we used to go and see, and my brother was really into it. But you guys remind me of all that stuff in a really great true fashion. Feels like you're just fucking living it.
That's definitely high praise.
Yeah.
We're fans of all these bands. Skinny Puppy, we have a close friend that played with them for a while.
Yeah.
And it's funny. Traders was just on tour with V&V Nation maybe a year ago.
Oh, I fucking love V&V Nation.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
I still go back to that stuff.
Nice.
Apoptygma Berserk, I promise you, dive in.
Okay.
They have a bunch of I would say they have 3 records that I like. Just dive into the Apoptygma Berserk wormhole. What else was there? There was
we just played with somebody. Who was the one that we played with in Houston? London After Midnight, kind of, somewhat. I don't know. London After Midnight was kind of there a little bit.
It's such a good world.
Yeah.
It's amazing. I mean, we've come up from the underground about 7 years ago. We kind of started it all. And so we've kind of grown into it, and the scene is just a really beautiful, we help each other out. We would get each other's shows through message boards and stuff like that. So in general, it's been around since, like you said, the 90s, even before that, the 80s.
Yeah.
Very DIY.
Very DIY.
It seems like it's a very small scene, but like Joel said, everybody helped us out in the beginning. It was us booking shows, getting into Facebook groups, trying to figure out where there's a scene.
Yeah. Trying to find your people.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of people who like this style of music, but it's interesting because you could go play with any band, but also when you're playing to your crowd and to people that are inclined, it's a different kind of show. That being said, what I think about Twin Tribes when I listen to the music is you have a real ability to play the industrial scene in the set, or you could go and play with any rock band. And I think it's nice to be able to do that, you know, and you don't need to play for a crowd that just wants to hear the, you know, the industrial synth pop kind of music. Out of this emerging kind of scene, I think you guys have, this is why I wanted you here, was I think you have a good grasp on the songs and the songwriting and the music as a, you know, rock as a overall genre is like, that's my world. That's my favorite, you know? And I love to see bands that might emerge out of like a subculture into a mass or bigger audience that could maybe get into the subculture because they heard a song, you know, just like we all did when we heard Nine Inch Nails on the radio back in the 90s.
Yeah, it's a little different now, right? Like we get a lot of like, oh, you know, we heard this song on a video or a compilation, you know, on TikTok or on Instagram or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's a cool thing. Again, you mentioned like not the little, but the underground scene, and there's pockets everywhere. You know, we've managed to kind of connect the dots throughout these years and kind of you know, build a little bit of a name for ourselves and build our own little fan base, and it's been a really cool experience.
Yeah, and now, funny that you mentioned it, because we are trying to, you know, be paired or, you know, be able to play with somebody outside of, you know, post-punk or dark wave or, you know, what you mentioned. I think there's been some, you know, tours that I've seen, like a dark wave band and a metal band, and it just works super good.
I mean, we played a festival in Houston that was, you know, all basically it's like black metal and thrash, and they had us do the after party, and that was like one of the coolest shows that we've ever played, just because the audience was a little different, you know, than we're used to. Those mosh pits, like, you know, one or two broke out, so that's always kind of cool to see for in our genre anyways. But yeah, like it's cool to be paired with all these different types of rock bands. And, you know, of course we love our own scene too. You mentioned it's an affair, and people come out, they get decked out, they have all the makeup on, you know, they have the
cool
suits, canes.
I love
you know,
it.
It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing.
I love, like, we just used to call it goth night.
Yeah.
And like, I used to love it because I could never really pull it off, but I would love to go and be around all of it. It's just it's so great.
We welcome you. Come
what
out
a scene. What a great scene.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
It's beautiful. It really is. Yeah. We're so close to our hearts because, you know, it's not only here in the US. I mean, we go to like South America, and we've gone to Mexico now. We've had our first shows there last year, right? And it's just the passion, you know, like.
What do you think it is with the Latin culture and the dark wave? Because I noticed that too. Even if you think about like in LA, I would say in the broader world of rock, you have over the years, Good Charlotte, we had a lot of fans in LA and in South America and across the world. But in South America, in LA and Texas, we have a lot of Latino fans. Remember like the Morrissey cult? Like the cult fans of Morrissey here in LA. It was like a thing. They did a story on it. Because to me, that's in the world as well. Like Morrissey to me has always kind of like had one foot in the world of like everybody who loves like this like kind of dark wave music. When they think about the Smiths or you think about The Cure, there's like these certain bands that kind of live in that world a little bit. What do you think it is about the music that just like why those fans love it so much?
I'm not sure the Morrissey correlation between all the Latinos, because everybody like seems to love the Smiths and Morrissey, but I feel like it's I don't know, maybe also for example, our South American tour has been my favorite because of the energy, the reaction of the crowd, but I also feel like they don't get to see these acts very frequently. So whenever they do, there's some sort of like almost a Beatlemania thing, you know, people following us to our hotel, running behind the van and, you know, trying to grab your hand, but your ring falls, or, you know, it's very weird. I'm not sure exactly why.
And you get these kind of feelings like, oh, we're not worthy, you know, of all this kind of, you know, thing. But, you know, like Luis mentioned, you know, there was fans waiting for us at the airport, you know, wanted to sign stuff. It's like, how did you know we were going to be here at this time? And then like the guy that ran after us in Peru as well, it was crazy. But, you know, I think with South America in general, like Luis mentioned, there's just a love of music that is just all encompassing for them. And then it's just like, it's not just music. It's like just a love, a passion. It's
Yeah, passion.
a passion. Yeah. And not to say that, people from other areas are not passionate
it's
at
different,
all,
but it's
just a
different.
different thing.
Because when we tour there, it's different. It's like, it's different. I can't explain it. It's passion.
Yeah.
You feel it, like they live it. And maybe it's like, I don't know. But it's different. There's other countries too that where you feel like culturally, like Japan, when you go there and you play your music, it's different. And it leaves a like mark on you. It leaves like an impression on you because there's just this like excitement and energy and passion that you've never experienced. And every different country and culture, I'd almost say that every place has its version of that, but the South American version of that, the Japanese version of that is just different. Yeah. So it's like you really notice it. You're like, holy shit, they're living this. Like,
yeah, that
crazy.
That South American tour has been my favorite. Changed our lives.
It really
I don't think we had ever seen or heard so many people sing our songs like that.
I mean, I remember, and then I'll speak for Luis here too. I mean, getting like choked up, it's like one of those things like,
oh yeah,
I don't ever remember like getting so emotional about it, but I mean, again, we've been doing this for a bit now, and that's like the only time that I can remember. Because usually when we're on stage, it's like, it's go time, it's persona. Like, I don't even talk on stage when I'm on stage. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
that's cool too.
Yeah. But and so it's like,
I wish I would have started that persona. It's too late for me.
Yeah. It's never too late.
Yeah.
But yeah, but it's one of those things that it means a lot to us. Also, obviously, we're Mexican American, and so it just means a lot to us, and I think it's reciprocated by the fans, especially in Latin America and Mexico when we go there. And so, yeah, it's like, it's just this vibe and energy that it's just not the same anywhere else we go.
But I think you guys are at a really exciting jump off from where you've come to now.
Yeah.
You're at the forefront of the career that you dreamed of.
Oh yeah, we're already. I mean, a couple of years ago, I was already saying we're living the dream, dude.
Yeah,
but
I know.
now it's just,
can't get any better than this, right?
No. Now it's just you're like the fun part. The fun part. Let's how can we make the shows better? Now, playing with better bands, bigger bands. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and some better.
Sure, yeah, for
true.
sure.
It's the truth.
Yeah.
You say the truth. Doesn't always sound, nice.
True.
The truth ain't always nice, but yeah, better bands, bigger bands.
And I guess going back to your point where like, you formulate this way of getting you to that next achievement, next goal, next success, really, right? In your career, in your life, whatever you want to do. But yeah, like you just got to do it. I guess, that's just it. You just got to fucking do it.
What do you think the most challenging thing about being an independent band is?
I think that some people probably just it's hard for them to bet on themselves and to just say, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna do this. Whether I get a yes or a no from a label, I'm gonna do it. And I feel like the biggest challenge is just that, just do it. You don't need anybody. And I feel like some people might, either slow down or just wait. But we bumped into that, music videos, everything that encompasses, us releasing, I feel like there were challenges for us.
Different challenges that we just tried to, again, find solutions to, find people who were like-minded in our goal to get to that next level. When we started off, again, we weren't on a label, but we made partners. Like Luis mentioned, a label in Spain who was like, hey, can we put out your record?
So you did like a one-off with them.
Yeah, we did a one-off with them.
Smart.
Yeah, and then
Really smart.
Another record label in Germany reached out like, hey, can I keep producing these for you? And we're like, sure, that sounds cool. We didn't have the money to do it then.
Yeah.
France for CDs, and then we had somebody here in the US who was willing to do CDs, but never somebody that was like, okay, you need to sign with us kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's more like a partnership. Okay, let's work it out. But yeah,
these were all like things that we bumped into, like distribution and things like that. And it's just like, if we would have said, all right, Wall,
yeah.
Wouldn't you say though that by forcing yourself to do it, you learned some people are waiting for someone else to do it, and some people just go and do it.
Right.
And by just going and doing it, you learned on the other side of doing it, you have this skill set you didn't have before, right? Like I would bet now if I said, hey, if you don't make a record, put it out, put it on all the DSPs, find vinyl. If I held a gun to your head and said, do it or else, you could do it. It's like if someone held a gun to my head and said, write a song, I could write a song. I didn't know how to write a song when I was 15. I just started trying. And then I learned how to write a song.
Yeah, I agree, man.
What else do you guys want to talk about?
We've been playing a couple of covers every now and then, just to keep things interesting. And we live like in a border city.
Yeah.
So I grew up in Mexico, a big rock en español fan. So we started playing covers of South American bands or Mexican bands every now and then. And we've been doing it for maybe 2-3 years. And people have been saying you should, put it out on Spotify. You should record it. So we finally recorded 2 covers and we're going to release them. It's just a small EP.
Sick.
And that's coming soon.
Just to, really because we love those songs. We love rock en español, and we want to, just put it out there. Like one of them's Lobo Hombre en París, right?
By La Unión.
By La Unión. And then the other one's Tren al Sur.
By Los Prisioneros.
Yeah.
And it's just us giving back, because it's really not about anything else other than these are things that we grew up with.
Yeah. It's like acknowledging and honoring something that has like this emotional value to you that you also share with other people. I bet it goes off live too.
It does.
Yeah,
right.
When we were in South America playing Tren al Sur, it was just it was crazy. Like Joel said, I couldn't even sing at that point because I wanted to cry. It was just, it was just crazy. And just the fact of that we were able to be there.
Yeah.
So it was just crazy.
Yeah, it's like for the music.
Absolutely. And one of the things that is, we play it live, so like people are kind of like, oh, awesome, like a lot of people know it, a lot of people don't, depending on where we're playing it, right? We can be in Connecticut and they probably don't know these songs. But a good song is a good song. Yeah. But what I kind of like about it is that we are also bringing this to our fans, and our the people that may not be there live can now hear these songs and be like, oh, these are really good, and well, let me go back and see who the cover is from, and then go through their discography, and then be like how we were when we first listened to these songs, and we're inspired by them, and so hopefully it serves as a little gateway to that too. So it's really cool.
I think it's great. I think also like there's something about like sharing a part of your, like, whether it's your childhood or it's your or it's like an experience that you had like with a song somewhere. Like, let's say you were in Mexico and like the first time you heard this song, you had a feeling, or you're at a concert and you heard it, or wherever. It's the joy of like why we do music in the first place. If we let go of that, we get lost. If we hold on to the joy of music and the pain, the joy, the pain, everything that music is, well, what music does is it brings us all together, and it gives us a place to go when we're alone, to not feel alone. And it's something like when we all come together and we're happy, or we feel all together. That's what music does. That is why it has to exist, right? Because it makes life more livable, right? Makes life okay. In pain, in joy, in all the emotions of life, there's music for all of it. In our sadness, we can listen to music to comfort us. In our joy, we can listen to music to celebrate. In heartbreak, we can listen to music to soothe us. It's the soundtrack of life, right? And like, think about music and movies and TV. If there was no music, would not fucking work. And that's what music is for life, for our everyday life. And to bring a song that makes you feel something from a place to Connecticut or to Germany or to wherever, connects us all, so that people can feel the joy of that song that they may have not ever checked out otherwise, but also whoever that artist was that wrote it. This is the other magical part. Is like, you could write a song and then 10 years or 20 years from now, some artist connected with your song and brings it over to these people over here or over there, and your art is living in a different way than it was 20 years ago, you know? And that's the most important part about art, is like, be careful to judge the result too fast, because we don't know when a song is going to have its moment and where and why. And so that's why put the song first, write it, believe in it, love it, give it all you got, and then put it out once you feel it's done. It's like a painting or whatever, and then let it live. And you don't know where or who or why, but that song could emerge and it could do what you meant for it to do. You know, when you wrote that song, if you were in love or if you were heartbroken or if you were in pain or you were happy, those are the basic emotions. That's it with songs. It either makes you, it soothes your sadness or makes you sad. Either way, it's soothing. It expresses the love you feel for someone, makes you happy, or it gets your anger out. You know, I mean, like, gets like a healthy way to, instead of going and beating someone up, you just, yeah, you could scream along to the song. You know, those are the basics. If you capture that and you do what you meant to do, and then you let it live, like, you never know when that song is going to find its way and how many people it's going to touch along the way. That's why I always I think I learned that in the process of making records, after having some success with like hit songs or whatever that you wouldn't have even thought were, you know, we didn't, like, when we wrote that song or that song, we weren't trying to write a hit. We were trying to express ourselves. And then you have enough of them and then you go, well, I think I need to write a hit. And then you're like, what's a hit sound like? And then you're like, you're running around in a circle and you end up right back where you started, where you're like, I think I just need to express myself and how I'm feeling. And then you get back on track. So I think covers are really great and important. And also just like, it's a nice way to share your life, like what you experienced through that song with people. So that's dope.
Yeah. It's a beautiful thing. It really is.
Sick.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they're in Spanish?
Yes.
That's cool.
Yes, both of them are in Spanish. One of them, the original band is from Chile, Los Prisioneros, and the other one is from Spain, La Unión. And coincidentally, when we played Madrid and we played this cover,
People went off.
they went off.
That's
so
dope.
loud.
Went off. And when we went to Santiago in Chile and we played that other cover, they were going off. It was crazy.
Yeah.
It was so crazy.
That's sick.
Beautiful thing. Yeah. Yeah. So cool. You just don't get those feeling. I mean, it's just like this perfect moment, you know?
Yeah.
And those are the things that you kind of live for as an artist. I mean, that's the reason why, you know, we kind of started it all, right?
I'm so jealous that you guys can do bilingual, like you can do English and Spanish.
Yeah.
It's fun for us, and you know, where we're from, border town, everybody's speaking Spanish,
Yeah.
Spanglish left and
Spanglish,
right.
yeah.
So yeah, we knew really early in the game that we needed to, you know, have a song in Spanish, especially, you know, us being Latino and being from Mexico. It was really important for us to have Spanish
And you know, we get the thing too. It's like, oh, you know, we love it when you write in Spanish, and
Because it sounds really nice.
it's a beautiful language.
It's a beautiful
It's a
language.
beautiful
And like
language.
when the music,
Yeah.
when you get a song in Spanish, it's hard to beat.
Yeah. Yeah. And, you know, also for, again, we talk about, you know, the South America and Mexico and how like we write in Spanish and like they feel kind of like a represented, you know?
Yeah.
And they see us up there, and we get this a lot too when we're playing live, and fans will come up to us and they'll say, yeah, like, you know, it is just so good to see in our genre anyways, somebody that looks like me or somebody that,
Yeah.
you know, knows our roots and the culture, and like we do that with pride and with love, and it's very special to us to
and
be able to do it.
just looking at the Spotify numbers, like so many of our fans are Hispanic, Latino.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah.
Brazil is huge.
Mexico
LA,
City.
that, you know, there's so many Hispanics as well. You know, and
Yeah,
Mexico
of course.
City.
LA, like more people speak Spanish.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Los
amazing.
Angeles.
Yeah, it's like Joe said. It's so cool to share, to wave the flag, and you know, me specifically, you know, being here or being able to travel and tour is totally crazy for me, because I grew up undocumented for so many years.
Wow.
I finally was able to get DACA like in 2013. That's when I started, you know, being able to travel in the U.S. legally, and
What was that process?
It was, being undocumented was, not fun. I was in college and high school, all throughout school, I was undocumented. And when I was able to get DACA, that was just like amazing. I was like, wow, well, I'm barely going to graduate from college. Now I can actually work here where I'm living,
Yeah.
So that was just amazing. And eventually, Joel and I, when we started the project, all we could do was tour the US. And
you couldn't go international.
Yeah, we couldn't go to Europe, couldn't go to Mexico, couldn't go to
'Cause you
South
couldn't
America.
come and
I
go.
couldn't come back. Yeah,
Okay.
I can only live here legally. So we did have some very early invitations to play WGT in Europe,
couldn't go.
and we couldn't go.
Wow.
And it was just like, yeah, this is all we can do until we submitted. I didn't know about it, but we submitted a special permit to travel abroad for people that had DACA like me.
Right.
And by this time, the band is starting to grow. We were like 3 or 4 years in, and we were able to submit like, well, this is my work. We're gonna have a tour that's 30 days in Europe and telling USCIS exactly how we're going to travel. And fortunately, that was approved. And when that was approved, Joel and I went crazy. It was like the first time that we're gonna be able to play. And once we made it back and learned how to use the system and how to be able to work around it.
That's crazy.
It
You didn't
worked.
even think about that.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was, again, one of those, you mentioned walls. I mean, like it's one of those things that we had to, figure out like what can we do? And thankfully there was the DACA program and Luis was able to get that work permit. And that was 4 years in,
Yeah.
we were 4 years in before we could even think about even trying to do anything like that. So we're very grateful to be able to do it now. Yeah.
Yeah. And fortunately after that, once I got the permit to leave, I came back. That granted me like a legal entry. Years later, I get married and, adjust my status. So now fortunately, Joel and I are able to travel and, do South America, Europe and all that stuff. Thinking about doing Japan and Australia and New Zealand next year,
sick. You're gonna
hopefully.
love that.
Yeah.
So
hopefully.
yeah.
hopefully
So
that
just the
happens
fact that
for
we're
us.
able to travel is just wild.
Yeah. Privilege, really, at this point.
I think it's crazy to say that because I feel like you should just be able to go wherever you want.
So we're saying.
But I understand how complicated it is. But at the same time, I think it's really good though to like, even me just hearing that, I just think about like, oh my God, I didn't even think about that. Having that up against you to be able to like go wherever you want and do what you want.
And it's not a unique case. There's a bunch of artists here in the U.S. With the same problems, and it's good to also be able to say that there's a way to do it, right? I mean,
Right.
at least for us, it kind of like Luis went through that process and took a long time, and
Does it change with each president or something, or like does it change or is it a program that's always kind of the same?
It was tricky because I think that things did change.
Like, is it worse now? Is it harder now?
Yeah,
the new president
absolutely.
definitely changed some of the, I don't know, some of the regulations and stuff, at least some of the times of when you can apply for it. I think that you can apply for it right now. I'm not sure. But yeah, it definitely brought a lot of changes. We have a lot of friends from abroad, artists from Italy and some parts from Europe that, come and trying to get their visas to play here and
Right.
to work here legally. And
Right.
I hear that it's also difficult right
spending thousands of dollars for them to just reject them or not get an answer at all.
Right.
It's just another reality of where we are in the moment,
Yeah.
But definitely to everyone that's in a similar boat to myself, there's hope. There's hope. So
Well, I'm glad you got it.
yeah, I'm so glad. I'm so glad it definitely it helped us, and it
Fuck yeah. You gotta
need to.
tour international. You've gotta go to the whole world. You have to.
And we would get for years like, well, come over here to Chile or come to Europe, and why haven't you come yet? Like every time we would post a U.S. tour, it was always like that, and we're like, we wish we could, we just can't. We can't do it.
Fortunately, there's a way. Don't feel like there's a wall and bucket.
Yeah.
You have to stay there.
Yeah.
You
So-
live in Texas?
Yeah, we both live in Texas.
Okay, cool.
Sure. Yeah. And again, border towns, like we're right on the border with Mexico.
Right.
Yeah.
Where did you grow up?
in it's called Matamoros. It's a border city between Brownsville, which is the U.S. side where I live now, and Matamoros is where I was born.
Okay. And where did you grow up?
I grew up in Los Fresnos, which is like about 15 minutes away from Brownsville. So same thing. We call it the Rio Grande Valley. But my mom was also from Mexico. She came over, and she's from Rio Bravo, Tamaulipas, which is that whole strip is Tamaulipas, where our families are from. So
What's the like major city near Brownsville?
I would say McAllen.
Yeah, McAllen's probably the biggest one.
Which is where it's close to Joel. Right?
Yeah. I live near McAllen now. So McAllen's like that one dot. Usually people will say maybe San Antonio.
Okay.
And San Antonio is like 4 hours north.
Oh wow. Wow, that's
Texas is big.
That's
Yeah, Texas is big.
That's a real drive.
Yeah.
But McAllen has been getting more popular, and bands know McAllen. So you mentioned McAllen, they'll be like, "Oh, okay, yeah, I know McAllen. I think I played there."
Yeah. McAllen's getting. So we get a lot of big artists come out there now. So it's really cool. It's really cool. But yeah, that's the closest big city, San Antonio, and then but McAllen's that little dot there. Besides Brownsville, it's Brownsville and McAllen in the Rio Grande Valley. So mostly Spanish speaking. I mean, a big population down there speaks Spanish.
Cool.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I grew up, speaking both languages and
it feels like it's very small San Diego.
Yeah.
Just to put it in.
It really
cool.
does.
Yeah.
We go to San Diego and it's like, oh, it feels like home. Except
San Diego is awesome.
Yeah. Such a beautiful breeze.
Because you don't really. I grew up in Maryland on the East Coast, so it's different. It's like East Coast vibe.
Yeah.
Then I moved to California, and it's a different world. Once I moved here, I was like, I'm never going back. And I've been here for 20 some years. But when you go to San Diego, you forget that Mexico's our neighbor. Like that, you think of, I don't know why, but you think like, oh, you have to fly there. You always have to. You always think like, oh, I have to fly there.
Yeah.
If you're not from the Southwest, you're from the East Coast. Mexico sounds like this exotic place that you have to get on a plane and you fly and then you land and you're in like fucking Cancun or something. And then we started touring Mexico and we did like Guadalajara, Monterrey, all these places that are like, oh, this is a big place with all these different cities. And then you go to San Diego and you're like, oh, I could literally just walk over or drive over and it becomes more real to you. Mm-hmm. Like, and it's not this like vacation place. You're like, oh, it's like a real place. I mean, that sounds stupid probably, but like, I think you live in a bubble when you grow up in America sometimes and you think of all these places and you only like kind of identify places with either what you see on the news or just these like generalized dumb ways of seeing. And then you go on tour and you're like, oh, every country's the same.
Yeah.
Like your fans are the same in every place.
Beautiful people.
Yeah.
Everywhere
amazing.
you go.
Yeah.
Just with a ton of heart, and that's one of those things that you get in our, I guess, profession line of work. You get to travel and meet all these cultures and you get to meet all these beautiful people and realize that, we're
everybody
humans,
is
man.
Literally just everybody's living the same life. Everyone's just trying to be happy, try to build a family, try to do something they love for a living if they're lucky. Yeah. Like the fact that we get to do this for a living, it feels magical. We talked about all the work, right? First half of this conversation, but it feels magical. But for me also, because I never traveled, when I went on tour, we always wanted to see the world. Mm. And so from the very first record, we were out and we would go anywhere anyone would have us play for 100 people. So we toured the whole world and we never stopped every record. And now we still like the whole world is on the map for the tour. We have to figure out how to get to every market. But what it gave us was an education that we never got to get because we didn't get to go to school. We didn't get to go to college. Didn't get to, and what traveling the world gave me was a real education. And I don't get my worldview from the news. I understand what they're marketing and what they're selling on the news is to get everyone to watch and to click or whatever. But when you travel and you see the world and you start to understand like, it's all the same. Some places have different laws, some places have different this, but like you get into when you're on tour and you have a day off in some city and you get to spend the day there and you interact with everyone, you realize like it's the same. And that was probably aside from living the dream and playing my music and doing that, what this band gave me was it made me worldly. And so
Yeah.
it's
One of the purposes.
also why I think all of us sharing our culture and how we grew up in our music and then also just in these conversations is important so that people get connected so that we understand like, oh, we're all the fucking same. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Totally.
Which is weird that we have to still, in concept, the fact that we have to keep doing that. You know what I mean? I think it's never going to end. I think that's why music is so important, is to keep connecting. Thank you guys for coming on.
Thank you so much.
It's such a cool conversation to have, and we thank you for your time, honestly, and for having us on. It's just really, really
awesome,
cool.
guys.
And
We know you're super busy, and the fact that we were able to make this work, man,
It
we're
means a lot.
so thankful.
No, thank you guys for coming all the way out here. Do you guys do ever like acoustic performances or anything like that?
no, honestly, like
haven't.
a lot of our stuff is like electronically driven. Like we have a drum machine.
Yeah.
And we've never, no, I don't even think we've ever even thought about it.
We haven't tried yet.
Okay.
We've never tried. But what's funny is when we first started, we were in Luis. We even have a video, I think, on Instagram that we've archived, I think. But where we were in Luis's room, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like on an acoustic guitar, like playing bass lines or something on this acoustic guitar. And so, yeah, I mean, that's the one and only time we've ever done
How we
acoustic
started.
stuff. That's how we started. So, yeah.
If you could tour with any band, like of the moment or of the past, whatever, there's no like right or wrong answer, but more actually like in reality, like if you could tour with someone right now, who would you tour with? Not the fantasy, like like New Order
realistic
would be
one.
great, but like actually in the world today, if you could look out there and go, we want to open for you or we want to play with you, like who would you tour with?
Janet Jackson still going? I don't know. Go.
I was gonna say Depeche Mode.
Yeah.
Depeche
I mean,
Mode.
that's,
I would love. I saw them last year. I think I would love to open for
Yeah.
Depeche Mode.
I mean, I was gonna go there too, so you stole my answer, and now I have to figure something out. I think I've actually proposed this before. I think Idols it was one of the ones that I really like, and it's really cool. That would be really awesome, But we have it again, like it's these things that you try to speak into existence, but we have like a list. Like there's the list of the bands that dream, maybe, probably not, but why not? You know. But I think that's a good one. Let's go roll with Depeche Mode. I like that too. Yeah.
Is this your first podcast?
I think so.
Like a speaking one?
Like type of interview type thing?
In person? Yeah, I think
Okay.
so. We've done a lot of like the
Zoom.
Virtual.
Zooms.
Yeah.
Boy, we did a lot of those during the pandemic.
Yeah.
but
How was it?
I think it was cool because we got a chance to interact with the fans or to just kind of like connect after them hearing a little bit of our story. But I don't think that we've ever had anything like as in depth as this conversation with music and our personal lives.
it was all encompassing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've
We
had
went
the
around
business,
and everything.
Yeah.
We've had the business chats. We've had the artist chats, and this is like everything. Like even from the beginning, I'm telling you, like you like legit nailed it. How we did everything, which is usually what we talk about, but you nailed it. Like that's the blueprint.
Well, what you
for
guys
us.
are doing is extremely hard. It takes a lot of work and it takes a lot of resilience and it takes a lot of effort that people don't see. It takes a lot of, it takes everything that you have to give to it. And so if you don't take a moment to hold that before every once in a while, you got to check in. You're going to keep going down the road. You're going to keep accomplishing more, but it's good to check in and hold it for a second so that you can appreciate it, but also you can realize who you are so that you can keep going in confidence. And otherwise, if we don't know who we are, we can't make good decisions. But I think if what you've done is extremely hard, and so you've achieved things that other people want to achieve, these conversations are great because you can go, oh yeah, we did fucking do that. Okay, great. Let's keep going. But I think it's great to look where we're going up, but also like look at how far we've come and look at what we've accomplished, look what we've achieved, and look what we represent.
Yeah,
Right. And that's important.
especially with the touring lifestyle, and you forget about all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you got
Yeah, you had to pause, and then just what
Yeah.
did we just do?
what the hell just happened?
Just how it happened.
It's been 7 years already. Holy shit. Okay, cool.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Can't wait for the next record.
Thank you so much, and thanks for
Thank
having
you.
us.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to Artist Friendly. We really appreciate it. If you like the show, you can also follow us on Spotify. You can follow us on Instagram at artist.friendly. And you can watch us on YouTube and Veeps. Leave comments. I always read them. See you next time.